Hello everyone, we have made it to hashtag Thankful Thursday. I got it out right here on Instagram. I kept saying Tuesday, but whatever. We've made it. One thing I'm going to address because of hashtag whatever is happening, there's also a trend on Twitter right now of hashtag why I didn't report. And some people have been reaching out to KSAC saying if it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month, why aren't you doing the thing? And the answer is because we are located in Canada, eh? Sexual Assault Awareness Month is April in the United States, but in Canada it is in May. So don't worry, we haven't forgot. Sexual Assault Awareness Month for Canada is in May, and that is when we will be raising awareness and doing all the things. Welcome everyone, say hi if you're tuning in and where you're tuning in from. So ultimately today we are going to be talking about how to create routine in these times with so much going on and not going on at the same time. How can we create a routine? Before we get into that, and as I can see everyone tuning in, hello, I just want to talk about, I remember on my last stream I wasn't able to see the comments, and so I keep like scrolling up just to see. I just want to talk about the myriad of different ways that KSAC is here to support you. Hello, Megan from Peterborough. What's good? And with that being said, we are phone support. So we do have our phone supports. We have two different types of phone supports. We have our office support, which is available Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30 at 705-748-5901. And then we have our 24-hour crisis line, which is available all day, every day, 24 hours, 1-866-298-7778. What's interesting about our crisis line is that access in the last month has actually increased by 50%. So a lot of people are contacting us, which is fantastic. We want you to be reaching out for support. That's why we're here and we are ready for it. Texting support. Some of you may have saw the big announcement, but right now, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, you can text us at 705-710-5234. We will have 24-hour texting coming available soon. The announcement has been made. It was made last night, which is super exciting. They're doing all the technical stuff in the background, getting that all ready to go, making sure, just like our crisis line, that we are prepared and that we are ready. The reason why we are increasing our texting supports is because we've been getting a lot of after hours text and we aren't on our texting phone. So we get these messages at 9:30 in the morning when we open, and these messages are coming in at 10 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, midnight. And what's happening is that people are sleeping during the day to avoid their abuser, and so they're up at night, and when they're up at night they don't want to be on their phone talking to someone because that could wake obviously someone up. We want to be respectful when people are sleeping, so that's why access to our texting, why we're opening up to 24 hours a day. It's not quite yet, will be soon. But then we also have our online supports through our website. You can actually access this through your phone too, so it kind of doubles as a texting support in a way. So if you go onto our website, kawarthasexualassaultcenter.com, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, we have our web chats, and then of course our week still going Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Hello, Jess from Peterborough, and I love routines. They keep me grounded in uncertain times. Girl, we've got a lot of uncertain times happening right now, so really happy that routine really helps keep us grounded. Definitely. And so one thing I will say, because of the statutory holiday tomorrow, or the stat holiday tomorrow, our office supports will not be available, but our 24-hour crisis line and our weekend web chat is available. So those supports are still there. It's just because Friday being a stat holiday, we will not be available. Speaking about routines, we have all of our weekly events going on. So even with tomorrow being a stat holiday, Ally is still going to be doing the expressive arts, which I'm super excited for. I think we've got the kinks all worked out. Ally is going to be posting a live video to Facebook, and from there we will take that live video to Instagram. So sorry to our Instagram followers, tech is tech sometimes, and thank you for your empathy and compassion and understanding. Sometimes tech issues happen, and art is a really great way to just deal with it in a way. So I'm really excited. Expressive Arts is still happening tomorrow. You can tune in right here. I believe it will be either like 11 o'clock, 11:15, so I will confirm that today. Saturday is our Kids Corner Saturday morning story time with KSAC with Rachel. That video is still available on our Facebook, so you can go and see that. It's really endearing and a lot of fun and a family event. Mondays are still our check-in with Lisa to see everything that's going on. Tuesdays, again, is our live stream, but Tuesday nights are yoga. This is open to everyone, regardless of ability or yoga experience. These are all very, very gentle shapes that we do with Yami. So this is week 3. So anyone can do this. You don't have to be a KSAC client. You just have to register via the email, and then we send you the link and you can do some yoga with us. You will not be on video. It is just Yami's video, and it's trauma-informed, really gentle, and really relaxing, especially in these times of uncertainty. You can do it with the whole family if you want as well. It's really nice. And then, of course, Wednesdays are our Feminist Book Club. We had a really cool book for Feminist Book Club this week. It was super cool. It is available on our Facebook and Instagram. And it was a graphic novel. And so art is super important when it comes to healing, when it comes to just getting it out on a piece of paper in a healthy and controlled way that is through you and you only. There's no boundaries. It is all for you. So that's why art is so amazing. And that graphic novel that Jess brought up, and the falling into the abyss image, it was so cool. So if you haven't seen that, feel free to check it out. It's quite amazing. Today, I have my very typical routine of my drink, my Boss Babe Fuel. Today, it is a orange cranberry muffin tea that I'm doing. And keeping with the tea, I've got, is it tea tree oil? Tea tree oil in my diffuser, which I don't want to pull it out of the wall. It might happen. You see it? There it is. I love having scents and diffusers as a way to kind of bring me into the space with what I'm doing, and having the same similar scent for certain activities really helps. Where did I get my mug? One of my friends that got it for me, I think she got it in Toronto. I'm really sorry. That's all the information I could give you. It looks like something that you could get at Winners, so maybe it came from there. I'm not quite sure where my friend got it for me. So anyway, yeah, so thanks Megan. So today we're going to be talking about routine, and the reason why it is so important to talk about routine is because with all the uncertainty happening right now, we are not only being aware of the physical risks of COVID-19 and what that's going to do to our bodies, but we really have to now think about the psychological impact that this kind of isolation is having on us. This is a whole new environment for some people to be at home all day. I know for me, I do a lot of community engagement. I used to do a lot of public speaking and going out and driving from one place to the next, and now all of a sudden I've been sitting at home. So I'm like, I need to plan something. I need to have something to do. So having some routine in my life. I'm also a Capricorn, so that structure and organization is, I don't know what my sun and moon rising and setting is. Sorry. I just go with Capricorn, and I'm like, yep, that's it. And very type A, so that organization is huge. But one thing I also want to say, besides COVID-19, besides that, is that it's also a really uncertain time for people in school right now, in all levels. So, and even especially for grade 8s, grade 12s, people in their last year of post-secondary education. I couldn't even fathom I couldn't even understand the amount of stress and pressure that you're under, and all this adapting that's now having to happen, and this uncertainty of, co-op was my last mandatory course that I had to get, and maybe that co-op is supposed to happen in the summer, aka May, and how is that going to happen? So it's also final season right now, so I just want to also bring that to life, that there's a lot going on right now, and having some routine is really, really important. It's important to also remind ourselves, and even remind the people around us, that unfortunately we cannot control the world around us. We cannot control what is happening. We cannot control what is happening with this virus as much as we can control the weather. I know some people think that they are controlling the weather, but unfortunately, with this weather, we don't have control of it. There may be some, spiritual connections that are out there, but in terms of whether or not it's going to be sunny or cloudy or snowing or raining or what's going to happen, we just have to go with it. And remind yourself as well that with the uncertainty of the weather, you've done a great job handling that already. And so this is just another bone in the pile to work with, and not really sure what's going to happen. We're not sure if it's going to rain or not, just like we don't know what's going to happen with this virus in a way. But what we can control is ourselves, and empowering the people around us to also stay calm and in control and to not panic. One thing, I'm just going to talk about it right now, is social media. Unfollow the news. There's important news, obviously, to keep up with. But, seek out the news at certain points of the day, not before bed, when we want the news, because there's so much theorizing, and whether it's going to be 11,000 deaths or 22,000 deaths, and people are dying, and that's so much to deal with. So making sure we're unfollowing that kind of stuff on social media and following people who inspire us, that make us feel good. An author could be Brene Brown, Tarana Brooke. Yeah, I keep messing up. The founder of the Me Too movement is also a really interesting account. There's a lot of really great Instagram and also TikTok accounts. We are on TikTok. We're following a lot of incredible powwow dancers on there, and their Flip the Switch challenge, and it's been really amazing to watch. So really surrounding yourself with a lot of positive affirmations. We are posting so much FrizzKid on our profile right now. FrizzKid, I don't know too much about them, but they're genius when it comes to the art that they create and the messages around it. I don't know the name of this person, but it's a person they're standing on a brick wall, and it's all the balloons that spell out a message. And I forget what his name is or what account he's under, but those are also some cool positive affirmations. On Twitter, there's daily reminders, and so those will just pop up, and it'd be have you drank some water today? And it's oh, okay. Did you breathe today? Did you put on socks today? I don't know. There's some really cool accounts. So I would recommend temporarily, you can, on Facebook, you can mute and unfollow, but still be following certain accounts. I know with KSAC, we like to raise awareness about the increase of things that are domestic violence that's happening in the home, but we want to also make sure that there's a lot of really positive things that people can tune in for, to make sure they're there for, a positive live stream instead of, an article about something that might be activating or triggering. Sorry, I think my coworker is shedding, so stay home, COVID-19. Yes, stay home and follow some happy accounts. So the most important, it's cat hair and allergies, I swear. The most important aspects to think about when creating routine is your rise. So when you're getting up in the morning, your meals throughout the day, as well as bedtime. So bedtime at the end of the day is really the beginning. The bedtime and going to bed, it creates a structure of, okay, this is your rejuvenation, and you're gonna rejuvenate yourself and wake up and feel ready to take on the day. I'll talk about some things that you can do in the morning, but at night, getting rid of distractions, especially our cell phones. Our cell phones, our laptops emits like this blue light, which there's like makeup for to help, like, I don't know. But when we're on our phones, like, that keeps our brain engaged, that keeps ourselves activated, it keeps us awake, it keeps us like going through to see what the next story is, what the next TikTok is. Because the whole point of social media and videos on YouTube is to engage people and to make people want to watch and keep them excited and like various clips and whatever. And if you're doing that before bed, then that's going to keep you awake. So I like to keep my phone kind of at the end of the bed on a different dresser, so that when my alarm goes off in the morning to wake up, I have to physically get out of bed and either turn it off or get out and turn off the bed or turn off the phone and get on with my day. And so resilience and thriving, I'm going to use in loose quotation marks, is all based on proper nutrition. So how we're feeding our bodies, and that doesn't necessarily mean food. It could be the nutrition of our spiritual selves, our emotional selves, our social selves, our physical selves. So how we are treating those parts of our lives, but also rest and taking that time to sleep. And I know that there's been, because of our 24-hour texting line going available soon, there's been a lot of people who have been shifting their awake times versus sleep times because they don't want to be awake when their abuser is awake. And so creating some sort of schedule and some sort of routine in this may not be what you usually do, and that is okay. So when you're going to bed at night, I like to have a little journal by my bed, and I talked about journaling in another video. But in my journaling, I like to talk about or write about, what are some things I have to do tomorrow? And so the things that I have to do, like my meetings, like my videos, and what that gives me is a purpose of, okay, well, at 1:45, I'm going to be on Facebook doing this live. So that is a very firm kind of deadline I have. But some other things that I can do is, in the morning, I want to make sure that I make myself pancakes. I want to make sure that I'm exercising, whatever way that may be. And when I'm setting those types of goals, I don't like to have firm numbers. So 7 o'clock I wake up. 7:15 I'm getting dressed. 7:30 I'm up the stairs and no. Give yourself a range. Because in this time of uncertainty, self-forgiveness is so important. You are not going to be able to do everything on time at certain points every single day. Forgive yourself for that. We're not going to be able to have social media working perfectly, to do our live streams sometimes. We are not going to be able to get in our 2 hours of exercise or our 2-kilometer walk. I don't know why 2's coming to my mind. Or our 15-minute walk around the block. Sometimes our bodies are just not having it. Just like our minds, sometimes our bodies are not having it. So giving yourself a range is important. So instead of 7 o'clock I wake up, make 7 to 7:15 wake up time. Because there's some days when you're waking up and you're like, I don't want to get out of bed just yet. 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. And that's okay because you've gotten that range, right? So you've given yourself a little bit of wiggle room, but also some structure. Maybe there's days too where you wake up early. Psh, I'm kidding, that actually happened to me today. But, again, that wiggle room. Getting dressed. It's a big feat. Getting dressed, putting on clothes. I know sweatpants, there was a little graph that was going around where it's coffee, remain neutral, sweatpants, and, with COVID-19, it was so, actually getting up and putting on an outfit not only activates your physical sense of self, but also your mind and thinking about, what colors go good together or what outfit is going to look right whatever that may be for you. So actually getting dressed in the morning gives you a purpose. It goes, okay, you know what? I'm getting up and we're going to make things happen today. And it is okay if that is not something you can do. I know there's definitely days where I'm like, this is a sweatpant day. And that's okay, because there's other days where I can get dressed. But just because I'm in sweatpants and didn't get dressed today doesn't mean I can't take 5 minutes to breathe. Or in the morning, doing something called morning pages, or having a sip of tea. So morning pages was created by Julia Cameron, and it's about 5 to 10 minutes in the morning. You get out your journal and you just write. You write, you color, you just do whatever is happening in your mind. Sometimes that might just be like ripping up the page. Sometimes that might be writing on a dream that you had. Sometimes it's thinking about things that have made you anxious or what kept you up at night. So getting that out on paper, I call it morning pages, where you just write or color or rip or scratch, whatever you can get out and onto your journal is going to kind of help you remove those anxiousness and those anxieties for the rest of the day. Because if you're thinking about, I need to do something with my hands, like what you did in the morning could have helped with that. Or thinking about that dream that you had last night, that nightmare, that night terror you had. Getting that out on the paper, it's like someone's listening. It's like someone has talked to you. Thank you everyone so much for the comments. To see them coming in. So getting up, getting dressed, filling the day with ranges of stuff that you want to do. In this environment that we're in, this is not a time to thrive, it is a time to survive, as I keep saying. You are not going to be able, you might, but you are not going to be able to learn this whole language. You are not going to be able to create that magnificent art piece or write that novel. Hey, if that happens, cool. But do not put that pressure on yourself to be able to produce something during this time of survival. Because access to food is really difficult right now. I know through a very kind of privileged perspective, like my mom's not able to go to all the different places to get the sales. So she had to go to one place and pay full price for the food. And I know that's kind of like not really a whatever, but there's been a lot of change happening in our lives. Some people aren't able to go to a grocery store to pick up eggs and whatever that you eat, or bread, right? It's been a lot of changes. So making sure that we're thinking about, what can we do for the day is really, really important. So build in time to exercise. And that exercise doesn't necessarily mean like going on the treadmill, going for a jog, but exercise could be just standing and breathing, practicing your breathing. Exercise could be being with your pet. And we had a really fun live stream on Tuesday about our pets. Exercise could be like moving your arms. It could be just doing a really good stretch in the morning. That could be a form of exercise. Making sure that we're getting our bodies moving and that we're not just staying in bed gives us something to think about, to do. Not all of these are going to work for every single person. Be aware of that. What I might say about going for a walk may be totally unreasonable, but these are just things to kind of keep in mind when we're creating routines. So having ranges and making sure that we're scheduling time in, like a 15-minute break, to take time to breathe, to have a snack, for example, to have a granola bar, to stick your head outside and take a big breath in of the fresh air, or wipe your hand in the snow as a way to bring you into the present, the unfortunate snowy weather present. And also, with doing goals and routines throughout the day, they don't have to be, okay, my routine is, I'm going to do all these amazing things. Routine can also be every time I go to the washroom, I read one page of this novel. Or every time I go to the washroom, I have this little daily calendar and I write out a goal for the day. Most of us have to use the washroom in the morning. Use that as your opportunity, something that you have to do anyway, to think about what can I do, what can I plan throughout the day. Maybe that is your art time where you have a coloring book or a joke book in the, or what was it, Scrabble, or word crosswords, to have that time. It doesn't necessarily have to be like the most out in the world kind of thing. It could be, what can you do in the washroom every day, because we are in the washroom every day, washing our hands, of course. So, as I was saying, don't also forget to do stuff that relaxes you, that is going to bring you into the moment, that is going to make you present, that's going to keep you grounded, reduce your anxiousness. I like to create a mind map, and I've kind of done that on my little to-do board. I know everything is backwards, but you can kind of get the idea where I've written a concept in the middle and had some alternative things around that concept that I like to do. So, if self-love is something that you want to work on, and that's not a outrageous goal. For some people, it definitely is. We have our days. But, how can you practice self-love? Well, it could be something like, touching yourself and breathing and having times to hold yourself. It could be like that viral video that went around of that young girl in the mirror, and she's like, "You're amazing. You're awesome. You're amazing. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my feet." Like something like that. So like that could be a form of practicing self-love. It could be, washing your face could be a form of self-love, right? So kind of a mind map of different kind of mini goals you have with your overarching goal. So as I said as well, steering clear of social media. Oh, hi, you're on Facebook right now. But what I mean about social media is social media that makes you anxious and definitely restrict your news consumption, especially with the news. It seems like every day there's new reports of a tiger and all these things happening, and it's just like it's so much to take in. So yes, checking in with the news. My family does it. We do it like at that 6 o'clock news, and then we turn that off, and then we put on like Family Feud or something like that, when we can yell at the TV for why a squid on the face was an acceptable answer for someone. I don't know if anyone saw that episode. It's like, you have something on your face, and a squid was one of the answers. Anyway, that's a really great conversation to have. And finally, is to reach out to people. We are in a time of a lot of physical distancing and unfortunately a lot of social distancing. And the one thing that psychologists have associated most with emotional resilience is our support, our social structure, or our social circle. And so, some people, I say, reach out to your friends and message, "Hey, we haven't talked in forever. How are you doing? Can we schedule a time to talk?" Maybe texting is your thing, but there's also video conferencing. I don't know what kind of phones, but like there's like Google Duo where I'm able to like video conference someone. And some people go, "Well, I don't really know many friends. Like I don't really know many people." Go into your social media and write on your wall and say, "Hey, like this post if you want to talk, if you want to have a chat," or like, "Hey, I haven't, there's so many people that I haven't reached out to or talked to in a long time. Like this post if you want me to reach out to you." And that could be a way of really like bringing that social circle back during this time. I know I have a friend who he will message me once a week and be like, "Hey, Alisha, I just want to call and check in, see how you're doing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." And so we do our little Facebook Messenger and we talk on there. So making sure that we're reaching out. And it doesn't necessarily have to be technology. I had some neighbors that came back from a trip weeks ago, and my mom wrote on a piece of paper and stuck it to their windows. And so they were able to see that, and we could see them looking at it. They're looking and laughing, and so it was a really cool way to kind of reach out with that actually being like, "Yo." But it just gives people an opportunity to reach out. So if you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling a little uneasy with everything that's happening, our 24-hour crisis line is available. Now, the word crisis can definitely be misleading. You do not have to be in crisis to access our crisis line. We have people that call that are in a state of like anxiousness, worry, and they just need to hear someone say, you're going to be okay and we're here for you. And that's the message that some people just need to hear. So please know that our 24-hour crisis line is available to support you, and that we are here for you. And if you just need someone to talk to, we are that person, bottom line. You know, sometimes our friends can be flaky, and that happens. Everyone is allowed to have their life. They're allowed to have their boundaries, but we don't have boundaries. We're here for you. Maybe that's not the right thing to say, but we are here for you, whether it's online, through texting, or through our phone, maybe even email. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in today. We've actually had like some people that have hung out the whole time, which is pretty cool. Thank you everyone so much. Thank you for the hearts, and enjoy the rest of your Thankful Thursday. Take time to think about what are the small things in our lives that we've been thankful for, whether it's, you know, being able to have essential oils, whether it's being thankful to have your cool mug and to just sit there and breathe in that cranberry orange muffin tea, whatever. Thankful for our pets, thankful to be able to access this live stream. Really take time to be thankful today, and really every day. Maybe that's part of your mind map. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. If you have any thoughts or ideas or something that you would like us to talk about, please let me know. Just send us a message. I'm typically on all of our social media platforms. TikTok, we're even on there. We're just posting a lot of our pets on TikTok. It's just been a thing. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of this wintry, cloudy, sunny, spring, summer day that we're having.